In today's video, I'm going to share with you home decorating ideas using what you have. Keep watching. Well, hello, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you're here today because in this video, I want to give you some home decorating ideas using what you already have for your interior design. Yes, if you are anything like me, most likely you have either a storage room, a garage, or that room where we store our items that we haven't even seen in a while, right? Well, in this video, I want to encourage you to go looking for those decorating items so you too can create some home decorating ideas and DIYs using items you already have laying around the house. Before we get started with this video, I want to remind you that we have a brand new episode every Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. While you subscribe, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you are notified about upcoming home decorating ideas, interior design ideas, and DIYs. All right, so now I'm gonna take you into the studio and I'm gonna share with you our first home decorating idea using what you already have, which I really think you're gonna like. Let's take a look. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I love to decorate a lantern for spring, summer, fall, and for the holiday season. So in this particular lantern, I'm going to do something beautiful using our little frog that we use for our centerpiece. If you guys have not seen that centerpiece, I'm going to link it down below so you can check it out, and so that way you know how it's created. But for this particular lantern, I went ahead and took the drawer out. I'll show you that I just did the 4 screws on it and I took it off because I wanted to spill forward. So I wanted to be different than anything that we've done before. So that's why I took the drawer out, and we're gonna work in parts. I'm gonna first put together the inside of the lantern, then I'm going to do a little arrangement for the top, and it's going to come on beautifully. For this, we're gonna use our lantern, of course our frog. I'm gonna use a terracotta pot. As you guys can see, it's very old and patina that I just grabbed from my display. I'm gonna use some reindeer moss. I'm gonna use a little bow that I made with just burlap, which is what we're gonna be using today. Some greeneries like this monstera, some boxwoods, some flowers in white, and some branches that you may have just laying around the house. For this particular DIY, you guys, I want you to go ahead and use what you already have, just so you can see how much you can be creative and what you can come up with things that you already have laying around your house. All right, so I'm going to clear this out. I'm gonna come back with you and give you step number 1. Keep watching. Okay, for our first step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some reindeer moss on the foam that I already went ahead and put on my container, but this is very unsightly. So what I want to do is just put some of this reindeer moss around the perimeter of our terracotta pot. Now, I love terracotta pot for spring and summer because it gives us that garden look that it is so appropriate for this time of the year, right? Can you imagine a tablescape of all terracotta pots with fresh flowers going down the table? It'd be so beautiful. And actually, I just gave myself an idea to do in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that. I just think the terracotta, like I said, is very springy, summery, and very organic looking. So that's what we're going for this time of the year. You know, Easter just passed, and so what now we need to do is go back to the more natural look of things. So once you have your reindeer moss covering the perimeter of your container, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring my frog, and remember our frog from our centerpiece name was Lilith, so we need to come up with a name for this guy right here. Maybe a name for a boy with an L. So Lilith, and leave a comment down below so we can name this frog, you guys. I cannot wait to see what you come up with. So once we know where our frog is going to be, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some greeneries. So I have some boxwood, and I also have some of these really beautiful monstera leaves that I love because they remind me of lily pads, and you know the frogs sit on lily pads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the perimeter. Remember, what goes up must come down, and see how by just giving it that little twist, it doesn't sit flat. And then I'm just gonna continue to spin my frog to put this all the way around the perimeter. So remember to just give him a little bit of a twist, and look how that just gives it so much more character, and it helps us to cover the perimeter of our container. Okay, so I'm gonna do the last one right here. And so now I have some of this boxwood. I want it to be very compact because it's going to go inside of our of our lantern, so there's not very much space. So we have to make sure that we keep it compact with our lantern, so that way we have space for some other items, but it's not too tight in there when we put it in there. All right, so I'm gonna put that right here. And if you do not have a Lazy Susan, and if you are a florist or just an arrange maker, I really do recommend you get one, because it really does allow you to continue to spin that, so you have a better balance in your floral arrangement or centerpiece. All right, so I'm gonna add this cute little reindeer moss in there. Isn't that cute and adorable? All right, so I have white flowers and succulents, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe pull some of this out. Let's see. Yeah, you can just pull out these greeneries, and look how pretty this is, you guys, and it has a really good wire. So that's why I'm always telling you the good quality items really are worth your money, because look, you can just pull out, and now all of a sudden you have some beautiful items to use. I'm gonna add that right there, right here. I have some ferns that I'm also wanting to add, like these ones right here. So I'm going to add this guy, maybe right here in the back. I wanna start giving him some height, so I'm gonna just go ahead and go right there. Perfect, and now I'm gonna do one over here. So I want him to look like he's sitting on a lily pad or some sort of, you know, like a garden. So I'll go ahead and add this guy right here. Remember, I do want it to spill forward versus like being too wide. I'm gonna add this guy over on this side like that. Isn't that cute? All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, I don't wanna use that one because it's wide. I'm gonna cut my succulent, and I'm going to add one right here. Look how cute that is. And that's adorable. And then I'm gonna add a second one. Don't be afraid to cut your florals, you guys, because you can really control your stems if you cut them versus having to like fold and shove it in there. So that's not a good look, I would say. All right, so for this particular one, I'm going to go right here. And see, you have to continue to go all the way around just to see where you should put that. I'm gonna add this guy right about here. Oh, isn't that just amazing? The sound of the foam when you poke it, it is my favorite. So now we have some flowers. Let me see which ones I wanna use. I don't wanna use a lot of them, but I do wanna put some flowers because I wanna put some on the top of it as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring one flower right here, going all the way down. Let's see. Once again, I don't want many, but I do want a tall one right here in the back, like this. And then what I'm going to do, I'm gonna add another one right here because I want a set of 3. So a succulent, a flower, and another flower. So I'm gonna add this guy right here. Make sure that it goes on the foam and it's really tight, like that. Isn't that cute? And so now we have one on this side, 2 on this side. You know what? I'm gonna add a third one to make a cluster right here. A bigger cluster, so that's like our front, then one on the back. And then I have these guys right here. These are a hanging wisteria. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the tallest one I have. Let's see. But even the tallest one that I have is not tall enough, which is this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring out a skewer. Oh, I almost dropped him. I'm gonna bring out a skewer, and you know, I've shown you this trick before where I grab a skewer and my stem, and then I grab some of my florist tape, and then I just start covering these 2 to make one. And you can find this florist tape anywhere where craft supplies are sold or florist supplies. You can find them at Hobby Lobby. You can find them at Walmart as well. So now I'm gonna bring my frog back. Let's see. And what I want to do is I want to add this flower right here on the top. Because remember, our lantern is really tall. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, isn't that just adorable? And then I feel like it needs another one, but kind of going sideways like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab yet another skewer, and I'm going to tape this guy also. These are all the tricks of the trade that I learned, you guys. I don't know if you know, if you're new to the channel, you probably don't know that I was a florist for almost 15 years. And I really do wish that I knew somebody who was getting married so that I could do the flowers just to show you guys how to do florals for a wedding. So now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert like right here on the side. And for the top, it's going to be super simple. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a swag, and I'm gonna start with some of this greenery that I found at Walmart. And of course, I want to make sure that I have it measured so that I know where it's going to spill. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab another one, and I'm going to attach like that. Isn't that fun? It just frames the whole frog, and then we'll pull some of them out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab one of these hanging amaranthus. You can find all of this at your local Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna grab one of the same white flowers that I used that I'm gonna attach right here. And since I have some other ones over here, I'm going to grab another one going down. Remember, what goes up must come down. And then I'm gonna grab one of these white flowers, and I'm going to insert right here, giving it some air. And so now I'm gonna get a zip tie from my drawer. Remember to have all of your tools at the ready. If you are a florist or an aspiring florist, then you have to have all of your tools at the ready because it makes you faster and it's just more efficient. So now we're gonna pull really tight like that. And with my wire cutters, I'm going to cut the excess of it like that. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this cute burlap bow that I made. And you guys, if you don't know how to make a bow, I have a video on how to make a bow. So I'm gonna link it right here somewhere and also down below so that you can check it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this guy right here. And I'm gonna grab my wires that I attach with, and I'm going to spin it on the back really tight. Really, really tight. And I'm going to attach right here to the top, going through my lantern like this. And so also what I want to do is I'm going to add this other amaranthus. And the way I like to do this is if you grab a wire, just like one of those little wires that you may have laying around, and then you grab the stem right here. You go up right here on this one, and you grab a stem. You just grab your wire basically, and you wire these two together by swirling this wire on both of the stems. And that's going to give you a longer stem, and it'll give the amaranthus a way to hang all the way forward. All right, so now I'm gonna fluff this together, make sure that it looks good. I'm gonna put it inside and show you what it looks like. Keep watching. So here it is, our cute lantern, you guys. How absolutely adorable is this? I love the way this turned out, and I cannot wait to read the comments of the names that we should name him. Remember, it starts with an L because it's Lilith's husband or boyfriend or just partner. But I love the way this looks right here on the server. It really gives it that feel of summer, spring, with a little terracotta pot and all of the flowers hanging out. The top is wild and just a few flowers to kind of tie in with the inside of it, with the frog sitting on a pad of petals and greenery, and it's just so much fun. I really hope that you like it. And the hanging amaranthus on this guy, oh you might, is so beautiful. And I cannot wait to read your comments. So leave a comment down below. Let me know, what do you think about this particular DIY, and if something that you're willing to try. And if you want to see more lantern DIY designs, be sure to leave the hashtag lantern in the comment section below so that I know that you are enjoying them. Now, wasn't that lantern so sweet, you guys? I had all those items already in my garage, and so I had to dig out most of them to share with you how to create this beautiful home decorating idea that you can put on a server or on an entryway table. It's just such a versatile item, that lantern. So I really do recommend to pull yours out and start playing with it to make your home absolutely beautiful. All right, so now this next tip that I'm going to give you for your interior design is one of my favorites, and it is to move your furniture around, right? Sometimes we just get on a rut and we just don't know what to do anymore because we don't want to spend a lot of money. So now I'm gonna share with you how I changed the look of my living room by doing some things that I think is going to be really helpful to you. Let's take a look. Okay everyone, so I'm going to do a few movements around the house because now that I have all of the furniture in, you guys can see that I added a new rug and I've added the accessories back. I kinda am thinking that I want to move this wall right here, the one with the blue and white and the lamps, over to the other side. So I'm gonna take it to the other side. And as you guys can see, I also changed the little stool under the table because I thought that the stripes would not clash with the area rug. And so I did a more neutral and more simple, less pattern, and so that way the blue and white could really stand out. So I'm gonna pin out to the other side without trying to make you dizzy. Isn't the sofa looking just absolutely gorgeous, you guys? This shot right here, it really allows you to see with a wall behind it how the green really stands out. But this wall right here, it's very simple. The green wall, remember in a past video I shared with you how I chose the accent color, but I think it's very simple. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna swap the other wall to this wall right here. So I'm gonna have the lamps and the entryway table and all the blue and white on this wall right here. And that way is going to be more cohesive with the look. So let me do that real quick and I share with you what this looks like. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm finished swapping those two walls around, and look at you guys. I absolutely love the way this looks. It is so much more inviting to me because now that we have this bench over here, we really instigate conversation more than having that wall over here. And the lime green just goes all the way around with the pillows, and the navy just goes well with the area rug. And I do want to make some floral arrangements for this container right here. We're gonna be doing some fresh florals coming soon, but if you guys can see all the way back to where the secretary desk is, it just looks airier and I love it. Like I said, I love the accent pillows with a little bench and the blue and white stool complement really the coffee table. But now I'm gonna pin out to the entrance. This is when you first walk in, this is what you see right here. And so now on this side, look how absolutely gorgeous the blue and white look against the green with the stripes and the lamps. I am so obsessed. I cannot tell you how obsessed I am. So when you first walk in, that's what you see right here. And then your eyes would pan out over to the dining room, which has the other green wall. And then you pan out right here to the sofa with the little green accents. And if you go over to this side on the living room, you have the bench with a little pillow as well. And then right here, if I pan back, you'll see the green on the pillows on the chairs. So I'm standing right now, right at my door. And so this is exactly what you see when you walk in. And I cannot tell you how obsessed I am with the color of the wall. I know I'm gonna be moving some stuff around because I'm always telling you that if you have a limited budget and if you wanna change the feel of your home, all you have to do is move some furniture around. And so far, I'm liking what I see, but be sure to leave me a comment down below. Well, do you see how just by moving some items around the house, it can give you a different interior design feel to your room? And I cannot wait for a future episode where I'm going to actually share with you how I swap rooms to give my whole house a different feel for the next season. Stay tuned for that. But now I'm gonna take you back into the studio and I'm gonna share with you a beautiful home decorating idea. And remember, I'm always telling you, you only get one chance to make a first impression, and that is at the door. And this next decor idea, I think you're gonna like, so let's take a look. All right, everyone, so for this particular home decoration idea, I wanted to do something dramatic and out of this world gorgeous, and I'm going to do that with this basket. Now, I had this basket for a few years now, and I think I've used it twice in the 5 years that I've been on YouTube, so I figured it would be time to bring it out and to do something fantastic this year for spring, summer, and to give you some ideas for home decorations that you can put on your door that are super fabulous. So what I did is I went ahead and added foam up to here, and then I added some greeneries to cover all of this foam. And remember, what goes to the left goes to the right, what goes up must come down. So I went ahead and saved us some time with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of these beautiful ferns, which is what's gonna give us the height and all of the drama. You know that I love me some drama when it comes down to decorating. And also on the TV, so why not? Some drama on the TV. And so I love this fern. This is from Hobby Lobby. And the reason why I love it is because look how natural it looks. So what you can do is just play with it and see where it falls, and then let your art dictate whether you want it sideways or you want it forward. I want it forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert this other one right here. And that's gonna give us not only width, but all of this height. And then we're gonna let all of this spill forward. And this could be it. just with a bow, but because this is Ramon at home, I want to fill it in with beautiful flowers. So for that, actually no, I have some other greeneries that I have. These are from Walmart, and what I want is to trail it down, so I'm going to poke my foam right here. Once again, I just love that sound of the foam being used. Look at that, and then you go like this. Oh, I love it. Like that. And so we go down, and look at that. That spills forward, it looks so pretty. So I have some of the same greeneries, and I'm gonna intertwine those with my ferns. So one on the left, or my right in this case. Now look for my foam right here, and then one to my left. And I'm gonna insert this sideways, like this. Look at that, it is full and absolutely beautiful. A few hydrangeas on it would be perfect for this, but I have all of this dogwood that I've had collected. These you can also find at Walmart, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all white dogwood because it is very clean and summery. So I'm going to insert one to my right, then I'm gonna look for another one right here to my left, and I'm going to insert, keeping that balance of what happens on the left happens on the right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab yet another one, and I'm gonna put it on the back. Remember, what goes up must come down. So one in the very back, so you can see all those florals all the way to the back. And then I'm going to come forward, and I'm gonna kind of start spilling it forward like this. So that way you can start bending down your florals. Look how pretty that is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the side. So I'm gonna add one right here to my side, like that. And I want to grab another one that is about the same height, so it gives me the same width. Look at that. And so now what you do is you grab all these little clippings and you just start poking right here and filling in. Just remember to get as close as you can to the mouth of the basket, of the container. Once again, if you do not have this particular basket, don't worry. Hobby Lobby right now has some really beautiful door baskets. I think I even seen them at Walmart, you guys. Michael's. Everybody's carrying these baskets this time of the year, and they look so beautiful, just filled in with beautiful florals like this. Look at that. I'm going to add a few more, and always remember what happens on the left happens on the right. I'm gonna save a few for later because I would like to fluff when we are at the door. But what I want to do is I'm going to add a cute little burlap bow. And for that, I'm going to grab a skewer, and I have pre-made a bow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl my wire to my skewer. These skewers are from Walmart. They're the ones I use for your kebabs. There's some florist skewers, but I just found this to be helpful. So, and I'm going to add it right here to this side, all the way down like this. And actually, I need to cut some of my skewer down because it won't go all the way down. See, what I did is I packed my basket with newspaper up to here, and then I put the foam on top of the newspaper. So when I put the skewer, it gets all the way to the newspaper and it cannot poke. So I'm gonna use that. Then what I have is some of these hanging amaranths, and I absolutely love it. You can also find these at Hobby Lobby. You can find pretty much everything that I'm using at Hobby Lobby. Look at that, and it just gives you that trailing down effect, and it gives a movement when you open the door. I'm gonna grab another one and put on the other side of the bow. So I'm gonna open up right here and see how fast this was. It literally just takes nothing but a few minutes. All right, everyone, so I thought I'd share with you how this beautiful basket looks like on the door. As you guys can see, it is a large piece, and I just love the way the air moves the foliages and the ribbon with a cute little bow right here. As you can see, it's just a touch of burlap because the flowers are what really makes a statement right here. I think it is super easy to make, and anyone can give it a try. And like I said, if you don't have this particular basket, don't worry. Hobby Lobby has some baskets right now for under $15 that are very similar and long like this. And I really hope that this inspires you to create yourself a very dramatic and beautiful door piece for your front door. I cannot wait to read your comments. Are you guys enjoying these beautiful home decorating ideas using what you already have? I really hope to inspire you to go look around your house and look for things that you haven't seen in a while, whether they're in the garage or they are anywhere in your home that you put them away and you forgot about them. Go dust them off and bring them out and get new life in your home decorating. I know some of us, if you're anything like me, love to go shopping all the time, but sometimes we better shop around the house and use what we already have. Also, I wanted to take a second real quick to thank you so much for all the sweet comments you left about my mother and my grandmother. I read some of them and we were just having a good time reading your comments about the great things that you had to say about them. I know how blessed I am to still have my 92-year-old grandmother in my life and my mother who does so much for us since we were kids. So I know that I am truly blessed and I know I count my blessings every day. Also, I am blessed because you are here and because you leave those types of comments. So thank you guys so much for being so great. I'm gonna get back to sharing with you some of these beautiful home decorating ideas using what you already have. Okay, you have to see how absolutely cute our little frog centerpiece that we did on our last video. If you have not seen this frog centerpiece DIY, it's going to be linked down below. But I just want you to see how cute she looks right here on my coffee table. And that's what I was telling you guys, when you make a centerpiece like this one, you can use it as a centerpiece on your table or also on your coffee table. And I just love this. It's perfect for spring. I'm gonna share another option of a coffee table with you coming soon, so stay tuned. All right, so how about a very dramatic tall arrangement of viburnum on your coffee table? You guys, this option is so beautiful. And this is something, of course, that you would have just to have around the house. And if you have visitors, of course, you might want to switch to something, well, not as tall, but look how absolutely gorgeous this looks right here in the living room. The green really ties in with the pillows and the walls. And if you paint all the way this way right here with the blue and white, and I just absolutely love the way this looks, you guys. It's dramatic, yes it is, but for an everyday room it is perfect. And I just love the combination of green and blue and white. You know that I am obsessed. It is my color for spring. And then you can move this arrangement back to my dining room where I used to be and where I tell you how to make it if you want to see how I made this beautiful arrangement. Also be sure to link the description box below for a link, and that's where you will find it. But don't you guys think this is just absolutely gorgeous?